set to go. Willie Pike chasing his 11th win in the Classic. On Sentimental Legend, shuffling around in barrier 1. But they're off now in the Derby. Wonderfully Made actually was the first of them to hit the ground from Sentimental Legend. Hey True Blue, Poppy's Roses. In behind those next is Win Las Vegas, who's going to tuck and try and park behind those. Sovereign Salute throwing its head around early as Poppy's Roses drives forward. So Fiore forced into the role of pacemaker. Here at the Judge, the first time around in the Classic. Wonderfully Made, the favourite, forced to lead Poppy's Roses. Sentimental Legend going keenly down on the inside of Hey True Blue. Ripping and tearing, not settling. Sovereign Salute racing on the outside of Win Las Vegas. Further back is Maz Mello, and also back with it as well as Aberdeen Flyer and Tani Talk last as they go out to Matheson Road by the 1650, and Wonderfully Made settled beautifully in front on a cotton thread. In fact, she's only our length in front from Poppy's Roses. Sentimental Legend's going to follow her every move down on the inside, so Pike certainly has Fiore well within his sights here, watching her every move unfold. Hey True Blue running fourth, 3/4 of a length away. Win Las Vegas, 1.5 to the roughie. Sovereign Salute back with Maz Mello. Aberdeen Flyer, and losing a bit of touch with the field, Tani Talk. Almost at the halfway stage here in the WA Derby to the Riverside. Wonderfully Made on top, shows the way. Pricks her ears up. Poppy's Roses running second, up much closer. 1.5 away then Sentimental Legend. Hey True Blue running fourth. Aberdeen Flyer improving. It goes up steadily around the outside of Win Las Vegas from Maz Mello. In behind them to Tani Talk, picking up some ground as Sovereign Salute drops to the back of the field, nearing the 800 mark, and Wonderfully Made has certainly been given a great ride in front, producing some beautiful sectionals here mid-race. She got it nice and cosy from Poppy's Roses now as they start to quicken again. Over on the inside, Sentimental Legend, followed by Hey True Blue, who's being urged along. Hooks out 3 wide now to come after them. In behind them, Aberdeen Flyer in a bunching field. Win Las Vegas. Maz Mello's got nowhere to go at the moment. Tani Talk back near enough to last. Sovereign Salute being pulled out of the Derby. Wonderfully Made headed for home. The Oaks winner straightens up. Sentimental Legend came off the fence though quickly, and Pike takes her. Sentimental Legend races to the lead. 200 to go. Wonderfully Made can't go on. Maz Mello, the roughie. Tani Talk runs on. Sentimental Legend though clear, close to home, and Pike is going to win his 11th Derby. Sentimental Legend beat the roughie Tani Talk. Maz Mello third, followed by Hey True Blue and Aberdeen Flyer. Wonderfully Made folded up in the straight. Back behind them were to Win Las Vegas and Poppy's Roses, the last of them to greet the Judge in the Derby of 26. Bar Sovereign Salute, which was virtually eased out of the race. Sentimental Legend gives Grant and Delana Williams their 10th win in the Derby. Willie Pike wins it again. It's win number 11, an unprecedented record in this feature 3-year-old Classic. The Son of Brutal following Wonderfully Made's every move. She brought them to the turn. She had every opportunity with the ride that she was afforded by Lucy Fiore, but she found nothing in the run home. Sentimental Legend put her away, and then running on Tani Talk at any old odds, along also with Maz Mello to fill the minor placings in the time of 2:30.86. It's 2:6.84. Hey True Blue fourth home. Sentimental Legend, the Melvista winner, now wins his fourth from 6 by Brutal from Sentimental Star for Mrs. J. Hawkins, and trained by Grant and Delana with Willie aboard. What a combination, and yet another great Derby victory for this team here this afternoon. They've done it with Dream Away. They've done it with Respondent, Delicacy. They did it with Arcadia Dream and Action, Regal Power, Tuscan Queen as well, and Western Empire. So no strangers to this stage. 2 lengths, 1 length, and it's 36.31. And they've amended the time to 2:30.86 here, the WA Derby for Schweppes. Well, he had the toe ball of the favourite, did not let her out of his sight at all, and was off the fence in the twinkle of an eye coming around the corner. And unfortunately the filly had run a race. She couldn't go on, And it was all Sentimental Legend running away from them over the concluding stages. The final event, the Peters Investments handicaps at 5:30, and they're all going to run. In the meantime, let's go back down into the yard as Willie comes back after winning the Derby for the 11th time this afternoon here at Ascot. A phenomenal record that he's achieved along with trainers Grant and Alana Williams-Lockie.
Thanks, Darren. What a result for Team Williams and Willie Pike. They've done it over so many years, and Sentimental Legend gets the job done in the 2026 edition of the Schweppes WATC Derby. The race really changed complexion. Not many believed that Wonderfully Made would be the likely leader of this event, but that's the way it unfolded, Scott, as they passed the post for the first time. And as you said pre-race, barrier one, it came down to one thing and one thing only. How fast would they go throughout in running? And in the end, Lucy Fury was setting an even enough tempo. She upped the ante at the right time, and that allowed Willie Pike to get off and around her heels at the top of the straight, and Sentimental Legend recorded a really nice victory.
I think when they were across the post for the first time, Willie Pike would have been grinning to himself from barrier number one, leaders back, instead of being following the stablemate who was a $34 chance in Win Las Vegas. He was suddenly leaders back, following the $1.95 favourite in Wonderfully Made. She took him everywhere that he needed to go. They didn't break stride, and at the top of the home straight, you could see that she was in a world of hurt, and he was still travelling beautifully. Maz Mello actually cut back to 3 back the fence just to follow that fence line through, which ended up proving the right move, because she's run third there and bounced back after her disappointing performance in the WA Oaks. And then Tani Talk at any old odds, $61. This is the horse that ran 4 or 5 lengths adrift of Sentimental Legend in a Class 1 at Belmont Park only a couple of months ago. He rattled home into second, so he's a nice stayer of the future as well. But Sentimental Legend here today, Grant and Alana Williams, the trainers, bred this horse. Yep. He's been a wonderful story for them in what has, I'm sure, been a very, very tough time. Willie Pike now just continues to ride these feature winners for fun. Now, we were doing the maths off-air, Lockie. Are we talking 10 for Grant and Alana, 12 now for William Pike? It's a sensational record.
Correct, Wade, and you get the feeling this means a little bit extra for Grant Alana Williams, especially Alana, who put so much time and effort into researching the breeding of these stallions and mares. Obviously, Sentimental Star, a mare that they know well, and Alana made the decision to send her to Brutal, I should say, and they've been delivered with a lovely 3-year-old gelding who just continues to go from strength to strength. 4 wins now from 6 career starts, and Willie Pike, he's catching up with some very loyal clients of Grant Alana Williams, including Grant's parents in Dot and Ray, and then he'll be catching up with Scotty after WATC Derby number 12. What a record that the Wizard has in this race.
It certainly does. 2, 6, 8 and 4. It was back in the 90s that Willie Pike rode his first WATC Derby winner as well, so it's been sustained success in the Derby for the Wizard. Willie, this horse, as we talked about at Belmont Park when he won that lowly Class 1, he just looks like your classic Grant Alana type who's just going to get better and better.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's kind of what he is, and he's nowhere near the bottom of him yet either. He was still stop-start in the run, and a little bit, he wasn't tracking true. Like, give him 6 to 12 months and another 50 kilos, he's going to be a lot of fun.
Is he going to be a stayer in the future, or is he going to be one of these 3-year-olds that's simply better than them at this age, but he can grow and sharpen up and be a railway stakes type of miler? Because, I mean, a horse that comes to mind is like a Western Empire. Yeah,
well, I was always taught that a stayer can run a mile, a 1,200 metre horse can't. So if he comes up at that level, absolutely, you always got to have a go at it. It's a handicap Group 1. And honestly, I know maybe a couple others didn't perform there, but he was so good. And I just know that the improvement that he's got to come.
What about passing the post the first time when you saw Lucy was the one that was going to be forced into the role of pacemaker?
I was very happy with the way that unfolded. It was a little bit, actually my bloke kind of made it difficult for everyone else. He was being a bit of a clown in the barriers. And when Lucy looked like taking it up, I was like, oh, can't ask for any more than that. Like, have her back and see if we're good enough to gun her down. And her horse looked like it wasn't quite at its best today, and I was pretty concerned when I was hitting the front on straightening, but he just gave me a good sustained burst till he hit the front. Then he does wait and his ears prick and he clowns around, but he won the race with a real good furlong kick before he started clowning around.
12 wins for you now in this race, 10 for Grant and Alana. They're a wonderful partnership, but between the three of you become a wonderful combination. We're going with 12. We reckon that on the Racing Australia website it goes back to 99, and we couldn't see one that's further down. That's how long you've been winning this race.
99?
Past 99, further down.
Look, I don't know. 11 or 12, I don't know. I've been very lucky to win this race quite a bit. It's been really good to me over the years. I don't know, it was my first Group 1 on Cat's Fun. And I know, happy to say the success has kept going. And it really helps when you've got a team like the Williams team conditioning them. You know, they've always had their eye on the big ones. They never sacrifice winning an earlier one for the big ones. So they always keep their eye on the goal. And I think that's why they're so good at setting them for these races. They just never take their eye off the prize.
The punters at home, can you win the last? It's been 3 or 4 weeks without Pike in the last.
Well, I've had quite a few attempts today and I haven't hit the scoreboard much, so my confidence isn't quite there. But Henry, I think he's getting to the point where he's ready to run races. I'd like to see him over a little bit further, but he's getting close.
Well done.
Thanks, mate.
There's Willie Pike. What an absolute champion in the saddle. He combines with Grant Alana Williams and Sentimental Legend to take out the 2026 Schweppes WATC Derby.